Thrills and Gills, and welcome to our new series. And today we're going to be talking about an exotic fish that has only been discovered in the past 3 to 5 years. Today we're going over a odd fish called Taruma mania walkere, or in easier terms, the muck fish. They are a small fish that are from the Carchinidae family. Sorry, I'm going to butcher a lot of these words, so if you guys want to give me proper pronunciations, go ahead. And if you don't know that family includes animals such as freshwater barracudas, piranhas, tetras, false gars, pacus, and this little guy. But this creature is considered the sole member of their genus, pronounced, I think it's Tarumande? I'm not fully sure. And they are the only one in this group. They were discovered as recently as 2002 for an Amazonian fish specifically. That is really, really recent. Most exotic fish from from South America were discovered at least in the 1800s and like the earliest, latest 1950s, maybe? Except for these. But they were only classified in 2017, and they were given their own genus because, as you'll see very quickly, these fish are very unique. However, it's also debated if they should be still credited with their own genus, because there is another pre-existing genus in the Carcinidae family that people think it might be part of, which is, oh dear, Erythinidae, which is wolffish of the freshwater variety, not to be confused with things like the Antarctic wolffish and the thick-headed wolffish, the eely ones. These ones are freshwater. You might have seen them in pet stores. And another fish that is related to them that are called Trahyrus, which I actually had not heard of before doing research for this video. I thought that wolffish were like just kind of only a few in their group and that was it. But no, apparently there's Trahyrus as well. And while a lot of scientists do kind of want to categorize them in the same group, it so far has not been fully accepted yet. So currently they're still part of their own genome. They are considered to have a brown, murky skin tone. They are long, narrow, and cigar-shaped. They don't get any bigger than 2 inches, so they're definitely a tiny fish, like a really tiny fish. Their face is blunt and slanted, very similar to kind of like a pug. No offense to the fish, but it kind of looks like somebody punched it in the face a couple times. And also their eyes are very, very small. Surprisingly, though, they do have even smaller pupils, which also did not know until doing research for this video. Their fins are pretty short and stubby, except for the tail, which is more elongated and dewdropped or raindrop shaped or leaf shaped. Now, exactly why this animal is the way it is one of the, like, body shape wise, this is the main reason why people think it's part of um, Erythidae, or Erythidae, because similar to members of that family, they also have the similar fin build, and they also have a very similar tail build. However, those are not enough things to warrant it being part of the Erythidae family, because it has a lot of other things that are unique to it specifically. So unique that most other fish don't even have it. And they have one of the most unique niches, or at least what we understand of current niches. Also, even though it has very similar fins to fish from Erythidae, it's very, very possible that it's actually just convergent evolution. This is very common within fish, especially freshwater. There's a lot of fish that will mimic or just convergently evolve to have similar body shapes, though it isn't known why it would have this body shape if it is convergent evolution. Now we get into a little bit more of the unusual part of this fish. So, I'm sure you've noticed by now that that's a very long and very odd organ. So, unlike literally any other fish, to my knowledge, it is the only fish that has a 11-sectioned swim bladder. For reference, most fish only have 1 to 2 subsections in their swim bladder, which is crazy. And exactly why they would need such a chambered swim bladder is completely unknown as of to current. And another really odd thing too is this weird line of bone that's right between the 11th section the of the swim bladder and above the anal fin. It appears that this may be some sort of vestigial bone mass, but I'm not actually sure. I want to say that it might have originally been part of the rest of the vertebra, but due to the swim bladder adaptation, it got kind of separated, so it's more vestigial. Another thing that's really weird to me as well is they look more close to something like a lobed fin fish, like a lungfish, than they do of like an ordinary fish of their taxa. Yeah, they really are one of the most unique of the carciniforms. It's just crazy how unusual they are. And as I said, why it has 11 sections in its swim bladder is currently unknown. I looked into it pretty deeply. I couldn't get anything. I got some relative idea of maybe what it could be used for. Possibly it may be for easier travel because it has really bad fins, so it would be easier to have a bladder tract that allows for more maneuverability, but once again, this sort of thing has never been seen in any other species of fish. So, whether that's true or not is kind of completely unknown. And while it is easier to access than, say, like deep sea animals, like anglerfish, the muckfish, its habitat is it has the problem of its habitat isn't super difficult to access. It's the issue of we don't fully understand what its habitat is. We have a light understanding of what this animal lives in, and it seems to have a niche for high-density places that have sunken leaves. Most likely they use this to find their prey, which is probably eating detritus in the leaves, like microcrustaceans. But as mentioned earlier, there's not very much info on this fish's behavior, almost nothing on this thing's behavior. Out of all of the Carcinidae family, it's probably the most poorly understood of all the, what is probably 1,200 species recognized. And, I mean, just trying to find what its niche is going to be difficult if you don't even know where it's really easily found, because while usually most of the spots it is found is near these, parts of sedimentary leaves, it's mostly not seen anywhere else. However, with an environment as big as South America, it's very likely that they probably would live in other environments. But what these environments are exactly and why is still very, very, very poorly understood. Simply put it, there's not been enough sightings of this animal in the wild, or really in captivity either, to understand their behaviors correctly. So, I know this video was a little bit quick, but this is also a very new thing for me. And I wanted to get something a little bit new out for you guys. So, I'm hoping I can get a couple more of these pumped out this week. Next week, though, I may be a little bit more busy, but this week I should be able to get at least one or two more out. And next time when we do come back, I will be going over another very little understood fish that's from the deep ocean, the unusual other blobfish known as the ragfish. But hopefully you guys enjoy this new content, because with how my schedule is now, being all the way out in college, away from, for a little bit of info, I'm 2 hours out from where my aquariums and where my local places are for getting my footage. So I'm hoping that maybe by doing this, I can get you guys both some new content and more importantly, frequent content that I can keep up with. Because I really don't like it when I go out on hiatus, because I do go out on hiatus a lot, and I want to really start to get into this more, because I want you guys to be able to have good content. But I need your help too. So, I know there's a lot of views on quite a few of our videos, but we only have a very small portion that's subscribed, so if you want more and eventually even more high quality content, I really suggest that you support us by subscribing, hitting the notification bell to get notified on the latest videos, and to check out the rest of our channel. We do have some other great videos about taking care of exotic fish, but these ones are going to be just about going over and talking about really weird fish you probably wouldn't see anywhere else.